Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Thursday, July 17th, 2025. Let's take a look at the Forex economic calendar for today. So what do we have here? Japanese data overnight were mostly worse than expected. Exports down to minus 0.5%. Trade balance shrinks to 153 billion yen. Employment change in this is Australia, up to 2,000 new jobs. Full employment change down to minus 38,000 jobs. Unemployment rate up from 4.1 to 4.3%. Data from the UK, climate count change up from 15,000 to 25,000. Average earnings index down from 5.4 to 5% as expected. Employment change up from 89,000 to 134, and unemployment rate up from 4.6 to 4.7. Data from the Eurozone in form of the CPI are still scheduled for release at 11 o'clock. Market participants expect a jump from 1.9% to 2%. During the US session, we got data from the USA, obviously. We got core retail sales scheduled for release at 2:30, and at the same time, we got Philadelphia Fed manufacturing index and retail sales. Together with this data, we got initial jobless claims. And those are the most important data release during the US session. Business inventories are scheduled for release at 4 o'clock. Retail inventories, excluding auto, are scheduled for release at 4 o'clock. FOMC member daily will give a speech at 6:45. Atlanta Fed GDP now is scheduled for release as usual at 7 p.m. So quite busy US session, quite busy London session. So without any further ado, let's switch to the chart. We start with euro dollar. The euro dollar 4-hour time frame chart is showing us a very strange candle, very difficult candle to let's say to interpret, because interpretation of this candle might be unfortunately quite more bearish than bullish. Why? Because the high was made at the level of 1.7722, which means that the 100 periods moving average and the trend line here was both rejected, and this candle low located at 1.1563 means that there is still a bearish pressure possible on this market, especially if we take a look into the RSI reversed lower towards the level of 37 points yet. Again, please notice that we are still getting closer towards the next technical support. Let me just move this line to the correct level. This technical support is 1.1544. If we break below this technical support, the next level that might be considered as a technical support is located at 1.1447. This is June low, June 2025 low. So it looks like there is still a bearish pressure as long as we stay below the supply zone, below the 100 periods moving average, below the trend line. The outlook remains bearish. So what's the situation for the US dollar versus the Japanese yen then? So now, as you can see, it's quite nice technical picture. Why? Because we got this trend line here that started on July 1st, 2025, and it is providing a dynamic support. It looks like our two levels that we managed to place yesterday, 147.53, 147.19, were very good, and they provided the technical support after the downside movement with big lower shadow. So we got the dips buying into the support. This trend line might seem to be defended, because we got very nice a candle here. This is still inside bar. This is not the inside bar, and now we are trying to break higher. So it looks like the bulls are in charge of this market. It's still in charge of this market. Next target 149.19, the swing high from yesterday, might be considered as a potential target for today for short-term traders, and all of these levels, including 148.03, are now technical support. Very nice situation here for the bulls. We almost hit the level of 50 points on the RSI on 4-hour time frame chart. 52.80 was the low on the RSI. Now sharp reversal to the upside. So the bullish strength is confirmed after the yesterday's high is violated, and higher prices should be expected. The next target 150. So that was the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Now British pound cable hit, as expected, hit the level of 1.3369, technical support from the June 23rd. This weird candle is present here again. I mean, high volatility candle, quite unexpected one. Nevertheless, the cable is still under the pressure, and we might see a breakout lower, even despite the fact that the market conditions are trying to bounce from the extremely overbought levels. Right now we are at the level of 31 points on the RSI. Nevertheless, the market is still under the bearish pressure, below the trend line, below the 100 periods moving average. So the outlook remains bearish, obviously, and that's the reason why. Let's take a look at the SP 500. Anything here, anything suspicious? You can see this 4-hour time frame candle from yesterday trying to test the 100 periods moving average with long lower shadow into the technical support. So it looks like the dips are still being bought on SP 500, and this level might be considered as the technical support, 6,200. Yes, 6,200. So we have a bounce from this level, a little bit of the consolidation, and today the market is trying to move higher as the important set of the data is scheduled for release later on during the US session. 6,300 is the high, so we have a 100 point range, and the good data might help to rally even higher on SP 500. The momentum is slightly moving lower. You can see that. Let me just grab my arrow. You can see that it's a little bit decreasing, right? But it's still quite positive. We tested the level of 50 many times on 4-hour time frame chart. Nevertheless, every time we managed to bounce. So this time might be the same situation. So we got this slight bearish divergence. Nevertheless, it looks like the SP 500 wants to go way higher than it is right now. And last but not least, the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin reversed from the level of 100 and let me just take my magnet, 123,265. So this is the swing high and the temporary technical resistance. Nevertheless, it's still being bought despite this fact. So this is our point of reference level, this level, right? So let me just mark it with this arrow. We went down towards the technical support 116,610, bounced a little bit, but at the level of 119,886 we got the bearish engulfing. So the short term there is some pressure on the Bitcoin, and we might see some sort of the pullback here before the uptrend will be continued. This scenario gets invalidated if we break below the July 15 low at 115,679. Then the next target for the bears is located at the roughly at the level of $112,000. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. So take care and bye bye.